Most of us aren't actually spending too much time cleaning. We're just spending it cleaning the wrong way. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because your home has too much stuff. It's because you're doing the right things but in the wrong order, with the wrong tools, or by repeating the same draining habits every day. So today I want to share 12 time-saving cleaning tips, not to help you rush through your chores, but to help you stop doing the things that don't need to be done at all. And as you listen, I want you to quietly think, which one of these could I try this afternoon to give myself some time back? These are the exact tips I leaned on when work was piling up. The kids were clinging to me, and the house looked like a storm had blown through. And if you've ever cleaned all morning only to look around at 5 p.m. and wonder why it's still a mess, then don't skip this video. The first tip I want to share is something I started doing without even realizing how much it would help. It's simple: keep a microfiber cloth right next to the kitchen sink. I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but hear me out. Before I started doing this, I would notice small messes throughout the day: a bit of water around the faucet, a drip of coffee, breadcrumbs near the cutting board. I'd see them, register them, and then move on. I'd think I'll wipe it all down later. But the problem was, later usually came when I was tired or cooking dinner or just trying to get through the evening. And by then, those little messes had turned into sticky spots that took more effort to clean. What changed everything was simply leaving a clean cloth in plain sight right where I could reach it. Not hidden in a drawer, not in a basket under the sink, just folded neatly on the counter. Suddenly, wiping up those little spills didn't feel like cleaning anymore. It was just a quick motion, almost automatic. I didn't have to think about it or go find anything. And because it was right there, I didn't put it off. Over time, this small habit kept the kitchen looking so much tidier without needing a big cleanup session. I had finished making lunch and the counters were already clean. I'd walk into the kitchen in the afternoon and it still looked calm, not like it had been through a whole day of snacks and spills. If this sounds too simple to matter, try it for a couple of days. Use a cloth you already have. Rinse it at night, hang it to dry, and grab a fresh one every few days. No pressure to keep things perfect. Just notice how much less buildup there is when you take care of it as you go without even thinking. Sometimes the things that save us the most time aren't new tools or tricks. They're just a few small habits made easier by having what we need within arm's reach. And if you've ever wondered why your home still feels crowded even after cleaning, don't worry. In the next video, we'll look at the quiet clutter that's stealing your space without you noticing and how to gently start clearing it out. But for now, let's stay with today's focus, the simple tips that save you time and make cleaning feel less constant. Let's move on to tip 2. This next tip is one of those things I used to completely overlook, not because I didn't care, but simply because it never crossed my mind. Until one day I touched the light switch in the hallway and thought, why is this sticky? It's not a spot most of us think to clean regularly. We wipe the counters, mop the floors, scrub the sink, but door handles and light switches, they quietly collect fingerprints, smudges, and all the little things our hands carry throughout the day. And if you live with kids or anyone who snacks and touches things, so everyone, it builds up faster than you'd expect. Now, once a week, usually on Sundays when I'm doing a general tidy, I do a quick wipe of the door handles and switches around the house. I keep a small cloth in a gentle cleaner or some diluted vinegar in a spray bottle. It takes maybe 10 minutes to do the whole house. What surprised me was how much of a difference it made, not just in how things look, but in how I feel in the space. When these little high-touch spots are clean, the whole house somehow feels fresher, like the invisible grime is gone. It's one of those things where you don't realize how much it was bothering you until it's not there anymore. And here's the best part, because I do it regularly, now it never gets bad. I'm not scrubbing, I'm not deep cleaning, I'm just gently maintaining. It's quick, it's easy, and honestly, it feels oddly satisfying. If you try this, don't overthink it. Just pick one day a week that works for you. Do a lap around the house with your cloth, hit the light switches, the fridge handle, maybe the bathroom door. That's enough. It's not about having a spotless house, it's about creating small pockets of control that make your home feel cared for. And if you're anything like me, those little moments of this looks clean can do more for your mood than an entire hour of scrubbing. The next tip I want to share is one that completely changed how I felt about cleaning the bathroom, and it's honestly so simple. Just keep your cleaning supplies inside the bathroom. I used to store all my sprays, sponges, and brushes in one big bin under the kitchen sink. That made sense to me, everything in one place, easy to grab. But in reality, it meant that every time I noticed a dirty mirror or toothpaste in the sink, I had to walk to the kitchen, dig around for the supplies, and then bring everything back. And let's be honest, I rarely did that unless it got really bad. What I do now is keep just a few basics tucked away right in the bathroom. Nothing fancy. A spray bottle with all-purpose cleaner, a microfiber cloth, and a small toilet brush that fits behind the toilet. If you have space under your sink, or in a small caddy, that's perfect. You don't need much, just what you'd actually use. Now when I notice a smudge on the mirror or water spots around the faucet, I don't think twice. I just grab the cloth, wipe it, and move on. It doesn't feel like cleaning day. It feels like doing one tiny thing to make the room look better right now. The biggest shift here wasn't just in how clean the bathroom stayed, it was in how little effort it took to keep it that way. I wasn't putting it off anymore because it didn't feel like a chore. It was just something I could take care of in 30 seconds before stepping into the shower or while waiting for the water to warm up. If you've ever looked at your bathroom and felt that little weight in your chest, like, ugh, I need to deal with this tip helps take that weight off. Because when the supplies are right there, it's easier to act in the moment. You're not building it up into a task, you're just making it part of your rhythm. Try it with just one bathroom first. Pick one cloth, one cleaner, and find a spot where they'll always be within reach. You might be surprised how much cleaner everything stays without ever setting aside time to clean the bathroom. The next tip is one of those once you notice it, you can't unsee it kind of things, always clean from top to bottom. It sounds obvious, I know. But I'll admit for a long time I didn't even think about the order I was cleaning things. I'd wipe the kitchen counters because they were dirty. Then I'd dust the shelves above them. And then I'd have to wipe the counters again because all the dust and crumbs just fell right back down. Same thing in the bathroom, I'd clean the sink, then think, oh right, the mirror. One spray and wipe later, and now I had water spots all over the faucet again. Now I take 10 seconds before I start and ask myself, what's the highest surface in this space? And I start there, the top of the cabinet, the shelves, the mirror, the light switch, and I work my way down to the sink or the floor. It doesn't take longer. In fact, it saves time because I'm not undoing what I already cleaned, and it feels less frustrating. I don't have to go back and repeat steps because I accidentally messed them up in the wrong order. I've even taught my kids this top to bottom is now our little motto when we do a quick tidy together. And honestly, it helps them stay more focused too. They know where to start and when to stop. If you're the kind of person who likes to jump in and just start wiping whatever catches your eye, try pausing next time. Look up before you start. What needs dusting? What might drop crumbs or lint or dust onto the surfaces below? Cleaning in the right order might not sound like a big deal, but when you do it this way, you're only doing it once. And some days that small efficiency makes a big difference, especially when your time and energy are already pulled in 10 other directions. This next tip is so small that I almost didn't include it. But the longer I've used it, the more I realize how much time and frustration it saved me. Use a cover when you reheat food in the microwave. For the longest time, I didn't bother. I'd pop something and hit start and move on. But reheated food almost always spits, especially anything with sauce or soup. You don't see it right away, but after a few days, you open the microwave and it's like a Pollock painting of tomato splatter. I used to ignore it for a while, then scrub it all out in one messy, frustrating cleanup session that always took more time than I expected. Now I keep a simple microwave-safe cover, the kind with little vents in a drawer right below the microwave. Every time I heat something, I grab it without thinking. It takes 2 seconds, but it saves me from ever scrubbing dried sauce off the ceiling of the microwave again. If you don't have a proper cover, you can use a small plate turned upside down, or even a bowl depending on what you're heating. The point isn't perfection, it's prevention. Because the truth is, cleaning the microwave isn't hard. It's just annoying. And when you're tired or juggling a dozen other things, even small annoyances can feel like too much. By using a cover, you're not adding a task, you're actually taking one away. You're giving yourself one less thing to clean later, and that adds up especially when you're trying to keep the kitchen from looking like it's been through a full dinner party at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. So if you're someone who groans every time you open the microwave door and see dried chili or reheated curry from 2 days ago, this is your moment. Grab a cover, or a plate, or whatever works. Just try it for a week, and notice what doesn't need cleaning anymore. Let's move on to the next tip. This tip came to me on one of those days when I was standing at the sink staring at the stovetop grates and wondering how long I'd have to scrub to get all that grease off. And then a little voice in my head said, "What if you just didn't?" That's when I started using the dishwasher for more than just plates and cups. If you have a dishwasher, you probably already use it regularly for your usual load. But there are so many other things you can put in there, things that take forever to clean by hand but come out sparkling with zero effort. I'm talking about stovetop grates vent covers from above the stove, the turntable from inside your microwave, even the little trays from your fridge. If it's dishwasher safe and fits, it's worth trying. One of my favorites, the plastic light covers from our bathroom ceiling. I used to dread cleaning them now. I just pop them in with a regular load and they come out clear and dust-free. A few things to keep in mind: make sure the item can handle the heat and pressure of a dishwasher cycle. Don't overload it, and don't mix greasy stove parts with your regular dishes. I usually do a separate odds and ends load once a week. What I love about this habit is that it's not about doing more, it's about doing less with better tools. I'm not scrubbing over the sink while dinner is on the stove. I'm not soaking things overnight. I just load it, run the cycle, and move on. It feels like I've outsourced a chore to the appliance I already own. So if you have a dishwasher and it's only ever full of bowls and forks, give it a small promotion. Let it help with the parts of cleaning that wear you out the most. Because the less time you spend scrubbing, the more energy you have left for, well, everything else. The next tip is for one of the messiest little corners in most kitchens, the spice cabinet or condiment shelf. You know the one. Let me guess you've opened it, reached for the soy sauce, and noticed the bottom of the shelf is sticky. Maybe there's a bit of spilled turmeric staining the wood, or a ring of fish sauce you swore you cleaned last month. For the longest time, I just wiped it when it got bad. I'd take everything out, scrub the shelf, get annoyed at how the chili oil bottle always leaks a little no matter what I do. And then, a week later, it would start all over again. Then I tried something I'd seen in a totally different context, lining the bottom of the spice cabinet with parchment paper. Just one sheet cut to size, laid flat. That's it. Now, when something spills, and it always does, I don't have to scrub. I just lift the paper, toss it, and replace it with a fresh one. It takes less time than wiping, and my cabinet actually stays clean underneath. Eventually, I swapped to silicone mats, the kind you can rinse and reuse. Even easier, you can find them cheap or just repurpose a baking liner you already have. Some people even use plastic placemats cut to fit. The point is, it's a buffer. It catches messes before they become messes, and it lets you reset the space in seconds, not minutes. This little habit completely changed how I feel about organizing and maintaining the spice area, which used to feel like one of the most frustrating spots in the kitchen. Now it's under control. Not perfect, not Pinterest worthy, but clean enough that I don't dread opening the cabinet anymore. If you try this, don't worry about getting it just right. Even a paper towel will do as a starting point. The key is having something there that protects the surface underneath, so you're not constantly deep cleaning for one tiny spill. It's one of those background habits that just works, and once it's in place, it's one less thing demanding your energy later. This next tip made a much bigger impact on my week than I expected. Pick 2 fixed days for laundry and let that be enough. I used to do laundry the way most of us do when the basket got full, or when someone needed something, or when I just happened to have time. Which sounds flexible, but actually felt chaotic, because somehow I always felt behind. Some days I do one load then forget it in the washer. Other times, I'd have to scramble to wash school uniforms the night before. And almost every weekend, I'd be knee-deep in 4 or 5 loads just trying to catch up. Now I have 2 set days, midweek and weekend. For us, it's Wednesday and Saturday. That's when laundry happens all the way through to folding and putting away. The rest of the time, I don't worry about it. If someone says, "Hey, I'm out of clean socks," I'll say laundry day is tomorrow. And I mean it. I don't jump up and do an emergency load because most of the time it's not really an emergency. What I love about this system is that it gives structure to something that used to constantly hover in the background. I'm no longer checking the hamper every day or debating whether I should throw in a load. I just know laundry happens on those days. Done. And funny enough, doing 2 big batches a week actually feels easier than scattering little loads throughout. It keeps the machines running efficiently, and I get into a rhythm wash dry fold done in a single chunk of time. If your week always feels like a blur and you're constantly doing just one more, load try this. Pick 2 days. Let the laundry pile up in between and don't feel bad about it. Because when laundry has a place in your week, it stops taking over the rest of your days. This next tip is so simple you might wonder why it matters, but it absolutely does. Just leave your washing machine door slightly open after each load. For the longest time, I would finish a load of laundry, take the clothes out, shut the door, and move on with my day. Totally normal, right? But over time, I started to notice something odd, a faint smell, a bit of dampness, a feeling like the machine was never quite fresh, even when it was empty. What I didn't realize is that when the machine is closed up tight, especially front-load washers, moisture gets trapped inside, and that warm, dark, damp environment is perfect for mold and mildew to grow. Not only does it smell bad, but it can actually cling to your clean clothes over time. Now I simply leave the door open a little, just enough to let air flow through. Sometimes I prop it open with a rolled-up towel or just leave it slightly ajar. If the detergent drawer has been used, I open that too. The whole thing dries out on its own without needing any extra cleaning steps. The difference: no more musty smells, no more mystery buildup. And I clean the inside of my washer far less often because it doesn't stay damp for hours after a wash. This one habit has made the whole laundry area feel fresher, and honestly, it's a relief to not have to fix anything later. There's nothing worse than realizing your clean laundry smells worse than it did going in. If you've ever wondered why your washer smells even when it's empty, this is probably why. Try it for a week. After you unload, leave the door open and walk away. It takes 0 extra effort, and your future self will quietly thank you every time you walk by and don't get hit with that sour laundry smell. This next tip might not be glamorous, but it's one of those behind-the-scenes habits that makes your whole home feel fresher. Use baking soda vinegar and hot water to deodorize your drains. You know that moment when your kitchen smells off, but you've already taken out the trash, wiped the counters, and checked the fridge. Yup, it's probably the sink drain. Even when everything looks clean, your drains can hold onto food residue, oils, and little bits of buildup that cause lingering smells, especially in the kitchen and bathroom. And it's one of those things you don't really notice until you catch a whiff and go, ugh, where is that coming from? Now, once a week or so, I do a quick drain refresh. It takes less than 5 minutes, and here's what I do. Step 1, pour about half a cup of baking soda down the drain. Step 2, slowly pour in a cup of white vinegar. It'll fizz, that's a good sign. Step 3, let it sit for 10-15 minutes, then flush it with a kettle of hot water. That's it, no scrubbing, no special tools. Just pantry staples doing the hard work quietly. This little routine helps break down buildup and neutralize odors, and it gives me peace of mind that there's not something gross happening just below the surface. And honestly, it's weirdly satisfying to hear the fizz and steam and know you've done something good for your home without lifting more than a kettle. If you've never tried this, start with your kitchen sink, especially if you cook with oil or rinse dishes often. Then, do the bathroom sink or shower drain every so often too. It's one of those habits that takes almost no time but makes your whole space feel cleaner even if you haven't touched a sponge. And some days that fresh, quiet clean is all you really need. This next one might go against what you've seen in all those picture-perfect home organization posts, But hear me out, don't use a basket on the stairs for things that need to go up. Just place them on the step. I used to have one of those cute woven stair baskets. It looked tidy, sure. The idea was that anything that needed to go upstairs would go in the basket, and then next time someone went up, they'd take the whole thing. But here's what actually happened. The basket filled up. No one emptied it, and eventually it became a tripping hazard. It looked organized on the outside, but inside was a collection of random stuff no one wanted to deal with. So I stopped using the basket. Now I just place things directly on the bottom step, visible, clear, and easy to grab. A pair of socks, a book, someone's toy. If it's sitting there, it's a quiet signal this goes upstairs next time you do. It's less aesthetic, I guess. But it works better for my actual household, where people, myself included, respond better to something they can see, not something they have to open and sort through. What I love about this method is that it turns the stairs into a natural reminder, not a storage zone. When I'm heading up, I grab what's there. When I'm coming down and notice something that needs to go up later, I just place it. Done. And when I have the energy, I'll call out, hey, if your stuff is on the stairs, take it on your way. No nagging, just a gentle cue. If you have little ones or stairs that are tight, be thoughtful about what you place. Nothing too bulky or unstable. But even a small pile of folded laundry or a book someone left in the kitchen can sit there safely until it's carried up. Sometimes simple is better than pretty, and in this case, skipping the basket saved me more mess than it ever prevented. This last tip might feel a little counterintuitive, especially if you're used to the advice that says, just rinse and load right after you eat. But here's what I found actually works better in a busy household. Just do the dishes once a day. That's it. For years, I tried to keep the sink clear at all times. Every time someone finished eating, especially with kids at home, I'd find myself rinsing, loading, wiping, over and over again. And it never ended. As soon as I cleaned up, someone else was hungry. Another plate, another fork, another interruption. It was exhausting, not because dishes are hard, but because they were constant. So one day I stopped. I told myself, we'll just collect the dishes, and at the end of the day, I'll do one big wash or run the dishwasher once. That's it. And honestly, it was such a relief. Now we leave dishes in the sink or beside it during the day. If something's sticky, we give it a quick rinse so it doesn't dry into concrete, but we don't try to keep the kitchen spotless hour by hour. Then, in the evening, when the day slows down, I do one full tidy load the dishwasher wash, whatever's left, wipe the counters. Done. It's a rhythm that feels more sustainable. I'm not constantly stopping to clean. I'm not getting annoyed every time someone eats something right after I just cleaned up. And the kitchen still ends the day clean, which is what really matters. If you live alone, this might not feel necessary. But if you're in a home where dishes appear out of nowhere, try this. One wash per day, one moment of effort instead of constant interruptions. Because sometimes it's not about doing more or even doing it faster. It's about deciding when to do it and giving yourself permission to let it wait. You still get a clean kitchen, but you also get your peace of mind back. And that's it. 12 simple habits to help your home feel lighter and your day feel less full of chores. None of them are fancy, but done consistently, they save time, prevent mess, and reduce the mental load of always cleaning. Try just one this week and notice how it shifts the tone of your day. Next time, we'll talk about the quiet clutter, those small things stealing space in your home without you realizing. I'll walk you through what to look for and how to start letting go. If this helped, feel free to share it with a friend or subscribe for more calm, practical content. You don't have to do everything, just one small thing at a time.